What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, we is in the building, peep squad. Let's get down to the situation. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, peep squad is in the building, baby. Let's get down to the situation. We got a whole bunch to talk about. We got a whole bunch to get into it. We're going to talk about Benzino, 50 Cent. We're going to talk about the beef. We're going to talk about all that. And also Rihanna and ASAP Rocky and the things that she's going through right now, baby. The media is a hell of a thing, to deal with sometimes. But in any event, let's get on down to Kirk Franklin. Let's talk about Kirk Franklin's son. As you guys know, there have been rumors and allegations that he is tied to a murder. So in any event, he is not tied to a murder. So I guess that is good news for him. So that means he won't be in jail for 20 or 30, 40 years. But he did get caught with having a gun on him. He got caught in a car that was being rented by a girl that is deceased. And it was a rental car. So, basically there was a lot of things in this girl's, name that didn't belong to her because she was already deceased and she was having a relationship with Kurt Franklin's son. And then, they end up divulging or getting involved in illicit activities as far as substance abuse and narcotics and things of that nature. And the family blames him for her departure from this earth. But she rented a car. He had the keys to the car. He had keys to the rental, and he ended up finding himself in Hollywood or Beverly Hills somewhere in California, and basically got pulled over for a tail light. The car probably was reported stolen from the rental company, and also when they searched the car, they found a gun and they found some tasers as well. And then also the police are saying that he actually resisted arrest. So you got all that situation going on. So there's a lot happening in that particular situation. But in any event, it seems like he had some warrants in Texas and his grandparents allegedly took care of it. And that's coming from the YouTuber, that is close to him, that's his friend, and things of that nature. Also pays for his counseling. I think his name is Larry Reed. And, the information is coming from their grandparents and then him having direct contact with Carrie on. So in any event, he's just being charged with them crimes. So he might get bailed out. We'll see how long it takes for them to, clear up the disruption that's in Texas. If that's allegedly the truth, that is the truth that Larry Reed has told. So that's what we're getting now, that he's not connected to a murder. But we shall see in any event when documents are start to become released, or if he's actually extradited, because he doesn't need to be extradited to Texas if actually he paid the fines and his grandparents took care of the situation. So that means he would just only have to face the California charges. So we shall see how this situation is going to pan out and go down. For real. But in any event, hopefully he seeks and get the help that he needs. And that's for real. Hopefully he gets the help that he needs. And you got to lift this whole situation up in prayer, y'all. You got to lift it up in prayer. And we got to talk about Mr. Young Buck. Young Buck is going through a whole bunch of things when it comes to 50 Cent. Like, they're going back and forth. And, 50 Cent is talking about Young Buck. And he's also, talking about, Benzino and that whole situation going on with them. So it's a whole lot to get into when you basically just break down the situation. And once you break down the situation, it's like, well, what do you think? You think he was doing it? And, why is 50 Cent coming for him? Because 50 Cent don't mess with him. And actually, Benzino explained the situation why 50 don't rock with him. And the reason why he don't rock with him is because Benzino ends up getting cool with Ja Rule. If you're a friend of Ja Rule or Irv Gotti, Gotti or Murder Inc., 50 don't want nothing to do with you. But in any event, 50 Cent has been basically talking about the rumors and the gossip that's been going on with Benzino, and actually, the trans woman that's involved in this situation, Shauna Brooks. And so therefore, that whole situation is just crazy. All the way together the conversation. Benzino denies any of the allegations. He said it was his first conversation, his first talking to her, and things of that nature. But the conversation seemed a little bit saucy as well. But Benzino said it had to pertain to work. And I was like, why, if it pertains to work, why do you have to explain yourself so deeply and so like emotional, like we're watching a love story? Why do you have to explain it in that way? Because basically you are dealing with a co-worker, because you guys did a film together, which should be coming out. But he says that they never saw each other in person or on stage. But in any event, as you can see, we're on Instagram. We are on Benzino's page, not Benzino, but 50 Cent's page. And 50 Cent is basically coming at Benzino. And that was about 2 hours ago. And 50 is calling out Benzino like, Lord have mercy, what is going on? 50 Cent said this just and Benzino and Young Buck are currently in studio recording. Who knows? Maybe they will start dating. New power couple alert. La. You got Waka Flocka in the comment section. He's like, come on, man, stop. And he's laughing, but you laughing, Waka. And he got a picture of Benzino up there. So it's just like, yo, what is going on? For real, for real. Like 50 is doing too much. He's coming at your boy, And, Benzino, you know how he feels about this situation. He feels like he's being tortured. You got Tammy Roman. She's up in the comment section as one. And she's in there, she's laughing too. So they're laughing at the man as well. They're like rocking with 50 on this one. One thing about 50, he gonna win every time. And that's from Tammy Roman. And you got Benzino, he's in the comment section, and he's basically saying his thing, you need help, bro. More obsessed with men than I am. So Benzino, he falls in the comment section. And Little Zane's world, I think that's rapper Little Zane, he's laughing. So they're laughing at Benzino situation, because Benzino's been going off. Benzino done cussed out 50 Cent. Benzino was over there on Queen's Flip radio show or a broadcast on YouTube and Instagram, and basically he said F 50 Cent, F his mother, and he will put something in his girlfriend's mouth. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Like, so Benzino done took it all the way there. You guys know the reason why Benzino is not cool, with Eminem, because they were beefing. And one thing is for sure, Benzino went ham on on Eminem's daughter. So that's their beef. So when you go to 50 Cent's Instagram page, what you're gonna see, baby, is you're gonna see Benzino sitting there on the top front cover of his Instagram page. And how many followers do 50 Cent has? He has 27.9 million followers. Okay, baby. So, basically it's promo, but it's not the best promo. Benzino did say on the Queen's Flip show that he does have music coming out. So in any event, 50 is dissing Benzino, and that's just the situation. And now you have 50 Cent that's actually basically coming at Young Buck, because Young Buck recently did an interview with Raquel, and he said, he want that head up with 50. 50 said that he owes him money. He don't really think he owes him money. He said he wrote a song for 50 Cent. He was actually his ghostwriter. He goes, we can fight, we can do whatever we want to do, because Young Buck said he had to file bankruptcy a second time because 50 is taking all his money. And when he's trying to put music out, 50 takes it down because he sent a cease and desist letter, baby. So it's a whole lot going on in this situation. So let's check out this conversation. Let's see.
Man, I'm sitting here by myself in the house by myself. I tell you to do this. This is what you say. You say someone hacked your shit pretending to be you. Everything else from that shit. I have to go out and let people know that this is not real. I don't know what the fuck happened. And I'm not even holding it against whoever the fuck done whatever the fuck. Y'all should think. I don't know. I just know it ain't me, and I ain't fucking gay.
Okay. So that is, 50 Cent, poking fun at this situation. And then he has Benzino down here. So Benzino's upset. This is actually what Benzino wore to the Queen's Flip interview. And so basically 50 is talking about, Benzino again, and he's shading him and everything, talking about what's wrong with your jaw, boy. World's not ready for that at Benzino. Give Sean a love, showing some love, like um. So what's up with the Shona Brooks situation? So, 50's like, what's the F is wrong with your jaw, boy? The world is not ready for that at Benzino. Okay, so it's going down. And Benzino in this particular interview, so 50 Cent heard the interview where Benzino basically said F 50 Cent's mother, point blank period. He said F everything. It almost like he was doing a Tupac hit him up in the situation. And then he said he was going to violate 50 Cent's girlfriend in the worst kind of way, and said he's going to do it. If you're going to play with my manhood, I'm going to stand on my manhood. My manhood is my manhood. Like, so he went there, like he went all the way outside the box. 50 be trolling, 50 be, saying things, but he does it in a way that, he does. So in any event, Benzino just lost his whole cool. He just lost everything in the situation and was saying that. So 50 seen it. So I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know. 50 Cent could take it with a grain of salt, but he is still 50 Cent. He's still from Queens. And this man threatened to violate his, or say he wanted to do this to his girlfriend, and that type of way, allegedly, in the interview with Queen's Flip with this particular outfit on and this particular, gesture that you see, he responds, Benzino's in the comment section, and he said, you're going to regret this, boy. So is that another threat? So is Benzino ready to go to war over his manhood with 50 Cent? What do y'all think about this situation? Tell me what you think. Your Lord have mercy. What's going on, Miss? Let me take that out. What's going on, Miss New Book? There's something weird going on with the rental companies. I heard that they are supposedly reporting cars being stolen to make extra money. Hey, Major, how you doing? Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate y'all. It's just us up in here. Yes, I did hear that as well. I did hear a story about that. I believe, the Shade Room had ended up doing a report on that situation, and that's happening. And then you got the situation when it comes to Cardi B, situation when it comes to her husband, and that situation where Offset right now is being sued, and it's been a default judgment against Offset, an amount of like 200 or something. It was a lot of money. It was like 200. It was like 200 or 197,000, or it was a huge amount for like a Bentley, I think it was, or it could have been a Rolls Royce. In that situation, allegedly, Offset went to go rent a car for one of his children's mother, and then the car disappeared. It was reported stolen, and the rental company went after Offset. He said he didn't sign any agreement. He didn't put his name on a paper. He just paid for it, and he had no idea. He's not even listed as one of the drivers. But since Offset didn't show up to court, there was a default judgment, and now Offset is fighting to get these charges thrown out. And he said he offered to pay for the court proceedings and whatever had to be paid, but he ain't trying to pay, that grand old amount for a stolen car. He said he has nothing to do with. So yes, there is a whole lot going on when it comes to the rental car situation. Like, I mean, it's heavy out here in these streets, baby. It's hard. We got a whole lot going on. Some places gas are $7. Some places gas is $5. Here, gas where I'm at right now is at $4.34. Like, that's a huge jump since a few months ago. So that's a whole nother bill that's coming through. But in any event, there's a whole lot going on, especially with eggs and chicken being as the price that it is, baby. But in any event, when it comes down to the situation with Benzino and 50 Cent, Benzino says you're gonna regret this. You know what I mean? So Benzino is feeling like 50 is attacking him, and he doesn't understand why 50 is attacking him, because Benzino alleged, that when 50 Cent was in dire needs and he was getting, wounded and stabbed up by Murder Inc. and Ja Rule and Black Child, all these other people, he was in New York and he was going to a studio. And when he was going to the studio, he ended up getting caught out there, and Benzino was at the same studio, like around the block or something like that. And and he said that when he ran into 50 Cent, they was at the studio, there was that radio station or they was at Station Hit Factory, or they was at the Hit Factory, and it's on 54th Street. And Benzino said that 50 Cent was being ran down on, he was being punched, he was being kicked, and he was being wounded. And Benzino said he seen blood. He seen a whole lot of blood coming from 50 Cent. And 50 Cent, people had a gun with them, and he don't know who it was that, if it was Yayo or if it was somebody from G Unit, had a gun with no bullets, and it fell and hit the ground. And so they had a gun that was useless to them. And 50 Cent didn't have no money. And Benzino said he was a millionaire back then. So therefore, he called a car service and he checked on 50. Him and 50 talked and they were cool. So he wouldn't think that 50 would come out here and kick him while he's down and allude to, Benzino being a part of the LGBTQIA community. Okay, baby. Well, I told you he got 27 million followers. So in any event, this is what Benzino ends up saying about 50 Cent about a day ago. And when he was particularly in this, costume, this lime green, outfit that he has on. And so he doesn't understand why 50 would even come at him like that. So he called 50 a snitch, a rat, an informant. He said that, he's going to make 50, he said 50 Cent's girlfriend, she can do this, she could do that to his Johnson and things of that nature. Put it in your mouth. Put it, that song, Akanel, he was talking about, put it in my mouth. That's what he was talking about. He was going in. So 50 heard all this that he was saying, okay? But Benzino is pissed about the situation because 50 Cent posted this particular video to his Instagram. Let's check this out.
Like a fucking chick. Hey, it's just a chick and she trying to fuck with a nigga. I'm looking wrong because what the fuck are you doing trying to fuck with a transgender? You're not looking bad, Shauna. You're looking like a fucking chick. Hey, it's just a chick and she trying to fuck with a nigga.
So he posted that to his page. You know what I mean? That's really big for, even where the video came from, even big from Shauna. That's a big situation. He has 27 million followers. So basically he's giving it to Mr. Benzino. What y'all think about that situation? I mean, he's giving it to Benzino horde, and Benzino is out here swinging. But 50 is still coming at Young Buck as well. So 50
I have to go out and let people know that this is not real. I don't know what.
So 50 is basically saying the conversation between Young Buck and Benzino had with the trans woman, they both sound the same, but Benzino has explained the situation that, making that film with, Shauna Brooks was really, hard on his relationship when it came to Althena, when they were together. I currently learned today that Benzino is engaged. So Benzino's engaged. So he found somebody else, but he's pretty pissed. He's pretty upset about the situation. What y'all think? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, for real. Like, they reported cars as stolen if you are late returning them. Wow. That's crazy. Yep. Kelly Price. Yep. They also did it to Kelly Price. Wow. That's crazy, for real. That is really, really crazy. So in any event, that's the situation with Benzino. So what y'all think? The conversation sounds really like, it sounds like Benzino is trying to be heartfelt. He's trying to be the man in the situation. And, he's treating Shauna Brooks like a woman. And this is why people are saying that he's a part of the LGBT community, because you're doing way too much. But he's trying to say he's showing love. I'm just saying the conversation. No, this is not the one. Where is it?
He's trying to convince her
loving
girls like her.
But in any event, when it comes down to Benzino, he did say that he's going to sue bloggers, and he says that Shauna Brooks hasn't said that she directly had sex with him and was with him, but then why would she release the conversation unless somebody released it? But then after that, Shauna Brooks, she took to the internet and basically saying, her intent is never to out anyone, but her truth is always her truth. You know what I mean? So it seems like she's talking about the Benzino situation, and that's where it gets kind of shaky. So here's some part of here's the conversation. Here we go. It's on mute.
Brooks, she posted to her Twitter account to let people know that it's never her intent, but don't want to.
Doesn't take away who you are. Don't always, like the trans thing is always going to come up in certain ways, but it doesn't take away who you are and the qualities that you have. That's all I'm saying. So it's just that the world's not ready for that, because believe me, man, they would hop on me like a fucking. It would be, my father would disown me. It would be a fucking mess with me. See, Shauna,
What?
I'm just now adapting to this type of world. But who I was before, I'm like alpha male. You know what I'm saying? I'm that nigga. Now, yes.
In the interview, you hear Benzino say, I'm adapting to this type of work. So he's talking about the film. But why do they need to have this personal conversation about the film? Shauna Brooks already knows the deal. She knows what's going on. She knows what's real out here in these streets. She knows how men feel. She knows how men like to hide women. We just seen it in the text that she posted. So she didn't really need clarification from Benzino. Benzino was iffy about the situation, but he continued to do the movie. And then Althena finding out the conversation, she might have been thinking that, hey, like, it's more to this conversation, because it seemed like it was more to the conversation, especially if this is the first time that they actually had a conversation, because Benzino said this is the first time that he talked to this woman. This is the first time, that he had this conversation. And so, I don't know if he was high or whatever the case may be, but he seems to be like, unless because in his old age he's changed. But this is where all the guys, all the masculine men, all the guys, girls, everybody's calling him out saying, yo, that conversation was just a little bit too, like, you guys know each other, like you guys already have a bond together, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a stranger, and this stranger is basically causing a confusion between you and your baby mama at the time and your girlfriend at the time, Althena. You would think that he would be more, short with the conversation, not as long as he was. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people had a 50 get on my nerves, Major. So here we go.
I'm saying this shit is all
but don't want to is addressing the issue.
Here we go.
Don't always, but it doesn't take away who you are and the qualities that you have. That's all I'm saying. So it's just that the world's not ready for that, because believe me, man, they would hop on me like a.
It doesn't take away from the qualities that the trans thing doesn't take away from the qualities of who you are. But if this is the first conversation you're having with this person, are you running game? Are you just making up shit as you talk? Because why would you say all this when it's the whole situation is causing strife in your relationship? So it just seems like, unless Althena went after, Shauna Brooks, but the conversation seems a little bit off if we're just talking about a movie and maybe Benzino not feeling comfortable with it. But Shauna Brooks would be the person that would understand why allegedly a straight man would kind of feel weary about the situation, unless Shauna was calling, to talk to him, because I think there was rumors on set as far as that maybe there was, questions about playing, this role with a trans woman. What are people going to think? And so I guess Shauna wanted to say, why would you have these type of feelings? Not like Shauna wouldn't understand. It's not like I wouldn't understand racism. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people are confused about the whole conversation.
It would be, my father would disown me. It would be a fucking mess.
Okay, here we go.
Always going to come up in certain ways, but it doesn't take away who you are and the qualities that you have. That's all I'm saying. So it's just that the world's not ready for that, because believe me, man, they would hop on me like a fucking. It would be, my father would disown me. It would be a fucking mess with me. I'm just now adapting to this type of world. But who I was before, I'm like.
So he's saying that the world will turn against him, they'll hop on him, and he's just adapting to this type of work. So it could fit in. It could fit in as far as he is talking about work, but it seems like a whole different Benzino. Maybe Benzino's on cloud 9. But when they say, oh, people would not accept me,
because you're playing a movie with this role with this trans woman, and a lot of people do have phobias and things of that nature. And if that's the case, Benzino, why even think about taking a role? If all this, you saying F it, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't have been a big thing because you're already doing the movie. You did the movie. You know what I'm saying? So you're not worried about what your father thinks. You're not worried about what people are thinking. You did the movie. And now, people could say whatever, but it's a part of a movie. We have seen a lot of people that are actors and actors that play, um, LGBTQIA roles and things of that nature. And some of them are acting and some of them actually live that life. So it just seems like Benzino's doing a whole lot of pleading, and it doesn't seem why that he has to throw everybody would disown me. Like, then don't do the movie, dude. Like, why even get involved? Okay. Like, but he's being compassionate, and I think that's where a lot of people are taking it, as far as he's in this relationship because he's showing compassion to a stranger. He's showing compassion to a trans woman, and they're confused. What they want him to cuss out the trans woman, what they want him to be rude to the trans woman. What are you expecting him to do? And so they're really, I heard some people say, well, you should say, don't be calling my phone mother effer, this and that. So the men are just basically saying, nah, bro is on that side, or it's just content.
Alpha male, you know what I'm saying? I'm that nigga. Now, yes, I'm saying this shit is all new to me, and I'm trying to be open-minded about it. But then I'm like, I said, wow, this is crazy because she looks, the way they got you looking, the way it's just, you know what I mean? Like, so, and it's not like I've even said, okay, well, let me go look at some other trans now. I haven't even looked at that. I haven't even done that. I love porn. I don't watch tranny porn. I don't watch gay porn. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm old in my ways. I'm a 55-year-old nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So listen, Daddy. I'm gonna try not to be selfish. Okay, since you're saying I'm being selfish.
Yeah, because you're not thinking about me and what I could be going through. That's not fair. Because people are cruel, and my world would be finished. I would be done. I wouldn't. What little I'm trying to get back now, what little I'm trying to get Zeno back into the thing now, I'd be done. Like, but that's not what the world's gonna think. They're gonna be like, man, he's the.
So, and I guess he was right about the situation, because look at, his career is not done. It's just that he hasn't done anything, going on as far as where people will be running to his new project. But he said he does have a new project out. But he got 50 Cent and people coming at him, but he does clear up and say it's not true. And then he continues, before it actually all hit the fan, the rumors of basically with the auto being dropped to Shauna Brooks, he gets on Clubhouse and he basically tries to clear up that situation with Whack 100, and then they have the conversation and then they talk, and then he says, I was only just talking. So we'll get to that part right here. At that particular Red Roof Inn.
All right, so here we go. So straight, it's a comedy. I like the script. Man who's turning gay. Right here, trying to be Mr. Tolerant, Mr. Cool. Oh, yeah, on his own shit. All right, so here we go. So, okay. So about 3 years ago, Duchess from Black Ink was doing a movie, my man Cricket down here in Atlanta. The movie is called False Advertising. It's about a straight man who's turning gay to be with a woman. All right. So usually the movies that I get are about me playing street nigga, gangster, whatever. All right. So I said, all right, Cricket, I'm down to do this. It's a comedy. I like the script. I played a magazine, the guy that runs the magazine. So I'm playing the guy's boss who's straight, who is acting like he's gay.
Jeezy Miyake, hit that like, comment, subscribe.
Right. Now, Shauna Brooks was in the movie. Right, but I've never seen Shauna Brooks on set. I've actually never even met Shauna Brooks in person. Okay, never in Atlanta, on the movie set or whatever. Shauna had got my number, I don't know, from somebody, and called me about some shit that had something to do with the movie. We had a conversation. What I said was, this is all new to me. It was new to me. I've never ever talked to a transgender in my life. Never had a conversation. And like let's make one thing clear, all right? Here we go. So, man, that's all right. So, hope to God somebody ready for that, because believe me, man.
This shit right here. This shit right here. Better tell me take it back.
You would be a fucking mess with me. Like the trans thing is always going to come up in certain ways, but it doesn't.
He's a Miyagi.
And the qualities that you have. That's all I'm saying. So it's just that the world's not ready for that, because believe me, man, they would hop on me like a fucking. It would be my father would disown me. It would be a fucking mess. And I'm just now adapting to this type of work. But who I was before, I'm like alpha male. You know what I'm saying? I'm that nigga. Now, yes, I'm saying this shit is all new to me, and I'm trying to be open-minded about it. But then I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Hey, run that back. He said, I'm just adapted to this type of work.
That's what I heard.
Run that back. I heard that. That's a key word. What? You just adapted to this type of work.
Hey, bro, mute up.
Identify his
Hey, it's
work.
not for the cloud chaser, bro.
That identify.
So as you can see, with that situation, he was on Clubhouse, he was talking to Whack 100, and when he said, I'm new to this, adapting to this type of work, and so therefore the guys on Clubhouse and Whack 100, that crew over there are basically saying, okay, he's been vindicated. But 50 Cent and the rest of YouTube and the rest of everybody else is saying, nah, bro, you don't get a pass for that conversation. Nah, bro, you don't get a pass for that. You don't get a pass for being in a hotel room with your boy Colliver or whatever his name is, and you saying that you guys are a couple. And I think it's right here where people are saying that. Okay, here it is. This is the video of, this is a snippet of the video where Benzino was at the Red Room Inn, and basically he was being kicked out because, they wanted more money, and they wanted to, charge him for it. They wanted to know, was he leaving? And they was basically harassing Benzino and Calavar, or whatever his name is, his companion or his homeboy, for many years. And then the manager came banging on his door. Benzino opened the door, cussed the dude out. The dude called the police, and the police is escorting, Benzino and his homeboy off of the, premises, and telling her if they come back, they're going to be arrested because it is trespassing. Hey, what's up? A Messy Vlogs, how you doing? Yes, Major. This is the most he's been getting, for real. So here we go. Here's the video. And then he says couple, and people are saying why he's saying that. Benzino explained that, saying that I just said couple because, he just said couple. He didn't mean nothing of it. He was just trying to give examples of, if he was anybody else but who he was and his boy, that they wouldn't have been kicked out of the Red Roof Inn.
We're not losing no sleep because he tell us wrong. Got the room, dealt the room.
What little I'm trying.
Okay. He's the person who got the room, dealt with them. I never dealt with them. What's your name, sir? We're not losing no sleep because he's telling us we're on come back. It's just the principle of everything. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Now, damn it, if it was white, it never would have happened. We know this. I mean, so hold on. That's right. Regardless of all this, okay. I'm gonna bring the gentleman out here because it was a white couple, John and Bill Summerfield. This would not be happening.
If we was a white couple, John and Bill Summerfield, this would not be happening. And so that right there shook the internet. There was like, everybody was calling him out, they was calling him out, basically saying like, why did he say couple? And so let's check it out again, just in case.
Regardless of all this, okay. I'm gonna bring the gentleman out here because it was a white couple, John and Bill Summerfield. This would not be happening.
Benzino's all shaking his neck. He's looking like a junkie. I'm sorry. But the way he's shaking, but he's upset. He's mad because he wants to fight, the manager. And he's basically, and then all the people, everybody, 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 at the Red Roof Inn. I guess they're black and they're pointing a finger at Benzino and kicking him out. And he feels like shit because he doesn't got a place to stay. You know, everything is over with him and Althena. She kicked him out. She told him, hit the road, Jack. I don't want to fuck with you no more, no more, no more, no more. And so now he's got to stay at the Red Roof Inn because his pockets is low. And, you know, he got to be feeling fucked up about the situation. He was a millionaire. Like, you know, when he was talking about 50 and he was helping 50 Cent out, you know, at that time, he was a millionaire. He used to be a millionaire and then be getting kicked out of hotels that cost $25 a night or $35 a night. You already know he's feeling a certain type of way. So that's maybe why he's moving that way, where it all looks like he's going through a midlife crisis. You know, I don't believe anyone cares about his sexuality, Lord. Nobody wants his crying self. Messy vlogs, Lord have mercy. You went there. Not the Hilton, the Red Roof Inn. Oh, Benzino. Benzino said he didn't have no money. Benzino said he didn't have nothing. So he said, this is what he said, y'all. This is the other thing. Okay, so let's go back to Benzino. You can't tell me he's not moving like a junkie.
White couple, John and Bill. John and Bill Summerfield. This would not be happening. Now, damn it, if he was white, it never would have happened. We know this. I mean, so hold on. That's regardless of situations. Regardless of all this. Okay. I'm gonna bring the gentleman out here because it was a white couple, John and Bill Summerfield. This would not be happening.
Benzino, the way he's moving and shit, like what the fuck's going on, Benzino? You got Tourette's? What's happening? He's stuck in a minute and time. I believe Benzino's getting his karma. Oh shit. So in any event, oh shit, that hit the soul. So in any event, with that situation going on, you know, with that happening, Benzino, everybody questioned him about it. So they questioned him about it. He said he went there to bag up 2 pounds of weed, a bag of a pound of weed. And then his boy that was with him said he went there to write a book, to interview Benzino and write a book and shit like that. And everybody said, why your stories changed up? Then Benzino went around doing a tour, you know, from Vlad TV and around. And he was like, you know, his boy is involved in a prison system. His boy is involved with, you know, programs where he get grant money, government money, and he don't want to be known out here selling drugs and shit like that, selling weed. And so Benzino is telling everybody he's committing felonies and shit like that. You know what I mean? He said he had to get dirty again. He had to get back in the street again. So, you know, that's what is what Benzino, you know, was basically saying about the reason why him and his homeboy was staying at the Red Roof Inn. Okay, not the Ninja Turtle. He's lying. He's lying. And that's what people are saying. Then some people are fighting for him, and then 50 Cent is basically, he's breaking the story even more. Queen's Flip even broke the story even more. And then you have, what's his name, Lionel B. He's breaking the story saying that allegedly Benzino was involved in incest. So that's a whole lot of situation going on, y'all. Like, for real, for real. Not John and Bill, not Jack and Jill. Yes. So in any event, so there's a whole lot going on with that situation. So let me take you to this. So this was brought to, let me put it, where is it? Here we go. Okay, so Lonnie B, you know Lonnie B, he's a YouTuber. He basically, somebody sent him this old story from 2017. And this is basically Hollywood Street King. Hollywood Street King, he broke the story. He broke a lot of stories. He broke stories with Usher. He broke stories, you know, with Charlie Sheen. He broke a lot of stories with D'Angelo. He broke a lot of stories. You know what I mean? I thought he sold the website. I don't know if he still run it, but you know, it's Hollywood Street King. And I was like, I remember Hollywood Street King because he was the shit. You know what I mean? But I think he sold the blog. But I wonder if Jason Lee got his blog site is Hollywood Unlocked. You got Hollywood Street King, now you got Hollywood Unlocked, but you got Hollywood Weird, Hollywood Life, so it could be anything. But in any event, this is the story as far as Hollywood Street King. You know, he does these stories and things of that nature. People come to him and they give him information. As you can see, the story took place in July 21st, 2017. And basically someone took a post from Benzino's, niece, a family member basically posted up, about Benzino. And this is alleged. I saw it on the Lonnie B show. And then I went to go look and see, what Hollywood Street King was saying about it. And so in any event, the website, this is all allegedly. I have no idea if any of this is true. This is allegedly, this could be just take it with a grain of salt, not making any allegations towards Benzino at all, but this is out here on the blogs and we are just sifting through. This is for entertainment purposes. And we're only talking about this situation has already been talked about. And this is the source of where the information is coming from. None of what we say we believe it or trying to push any beliefs out on anybody. Everything is allegedly. So in any event, on this particular blog, there's a post from a family member, which they believe that is the niece is basically, or another family member basically saying, I am just sick of Ray talking about God and portraying himself as the great family man. There has been a weird vibe in the family ever since he got caught sleeping with his blood niece, Deidre. This is his blood sister's daughter. Please let the world know that Benzino, aka Ray, is not the man he is portraying himself to be. And then it's under so that post came somewhere in under the Happy Mother's Day post. Happy Mother's Day to the most important, amazing, loving, caring woman in the world. Without them, there would be no me. They lift me up when I am down. True meaning of never ending love. I hope you guys have the best day ever. So in any event, so with this Mother's Day post is also a post about Benzino allegedly being involved with his blood niece. And so that's where I'm like, OMG. And so it's taken with a grain of salt from 2017. You would think that it would have got bigger, most people would have heard about it, but not to say that, you got to take everything that you get on the internet with a grain of salt. So the lady in red is actually Benzino's sister, allegedly, and that's the niece, allegedly. And that's the niece, I believe. The niece is in this post, I think right here, or in the hat. So an event is one of them, because it's, so you can see this came out in 2017 and you can see the comments and people talking about the situation as well. So this is all allegedly, y'all. So it's crazy. And any event with Benzino, allegedly Benzino's sister is also, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so right here, this is supposed to be Denise or Danielle, and she actually is a producer on the Power show. So that's crazy. So is this another reason why 50 is going hard at Benzino, allegedly? Because allegedly Benzino's sister, she's the executive producer for 50 Cent on the Power show. I think Power or Kanan, Power Book 2 and Kanan. She's a producer over there and she works with 50 Cent. So could this be one of the reasons why 50 Cent is deciding to go hard? Or is it just like, whoa, this dude talk all this crap and you've seen him caught up and, he's in these triangles. How did he get himself in the triangle? Okay. So in any event, that is just, something I was just like, Lord have mercy. So what y'all think? Y'all think 50's taking this even more personal? And then if this is actually true, and the woman actually, and Benzino's sister actually works with 50 Cent, allegedly, she could have basically told 50 Cent these things about Benzino. She doesn't speak to him. they have the same father, but not the same mother. And his other brother allegedly doesn't speak to him as well. That came from the Lonnie B show. And also it's alleged that, Benzino was trying to get it in with his sister. This is what Lonnie B said on his YouTube channel. He's the source of the rumor. Okay. So don't even come for me. Excuse me. So what y'all think about that situation? But thinking about that, that's crazy, right? But then let's move on to why in the hell did Benzino nephew shoot him? So you guys know Benzino was shot in 2017. As in 2016, he was shot in 2016, and let me see if I can get all this in there. So no, so why is okay? Let me see. I don't know why I can't get the whole thing in there for some reason. I don't know why the whole thing won't show up. But in any event, so right here, you see, this is the Daily Mail, and it's a report that Benzino nephew was found guilty of shooting his hip hop star uncle during a funeral procession moments after the musician paid tribute to his late mother. So Benzino was going to a funeral, and I believe that this happened in 2014 because his cousin was found guilty on Thursday of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. He was arrested in 2014 after shooting his uncle, the hip-hop artist and reality TV star Benzino, during a funeral procession. Benzino, whose real name is Raymond Scott, suffered none life-threatening injuries. Scott will be sentenced on August 26th. I believe he was sentenced to 20 years or something like that. So, it makes the rumor was, I don't know if it came out why, when it comes to Benzino, his nephew shot him. I have no idea why, but I heard Benzino, or I heard rumors that it was because it was something to do with money. I don't know if it actually came to head why his nephew shot him and things of that nature, but the Daily Mail is reporting that the reason why the nephew shot Benzino is because of money. But if the other rumors are true that you just seen on Hollywood Street King about alleged, incest, that's crazy. So in any event, not saying that any of it's true, but it's out here in these streets, and it's been out here for a long time. It's just circulating. And, a lot of people wondering why all this is happening to Benzino. Like, why is he like trending? Like, is he going to be all right? Is he going to be okay? Like, he's facing a whole lot. His daughter Coyle, she's blowing up and things of that nature. And it just seems like he is drowning. But, he said he's engaged. And the last time he did an interview with Flip, he seemed happy. Well, we shall see. So in any event, I believe he was shot in 2014. Yes. So, and it was at his mother's funeral, and Benzino don't come back to Boston. A lot of people are saying Benzino can't go back to Boston because his family, is out to get him. So in any event, so this is, the situation why allegedly Benzino was shot by his nephew, and you can put it towards it was money issue, family issues, but at a funeral, like, Lord have mercy, they basically was like, yo, I got to get my hands on him. And so there's footage of the situation that went down, in Boston, where Benzino is from. And basically, people remember like blood on the limo. As you can see, like, there was a whole lot going on in that situation. That's crazy. You go to your mother's funeral and you can't stop somebody from coming to their mother's funeral. And then, this situation happens where he gets shot, but he was, they didn't kill him. So he survived that situation. That's kind of crazy, having a shootout at a funeral home, at your mother's funeral. Like, that's really some, that's some old shit right there. And you see where it says prosecutors say the shooting stems from a family dispute. So it doesn't say what type of family dispute that it is. They're saying that they saw blood all over the place. Like, so this is a crazy situation. And Benzino said he was on his way to pick up a friend when he stumbled upon the procession and was attacked. So he stumbled upon the funeral. That don't make any sense. But in any event, it's from 2014. Benzino at the time appeared on VH1 reality TV show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and was CEO of Hip Hop Weekly. And then, he used to run The Source as well. So in any event, Benzino posted a picture of himself on Instagram after the shooting, saying that he believes the hands of his mother saved his life. So yeah, of course, I roll with you on that. Much better. So in any event, so that's a crazy situation. A lot of people are commenting on this situation as well. So there's a whole lot going on, with the Benzino situation. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I was like, look at Major. Major is like, hey, Miss Nina Bug, what's going on? Miss Nina Bug's like, wow, nobody cares about Benzino, not even his own kids. Lord have mercy. Messy Blog said, I believe it. He said, wow. Althea wanted absolutely nothing to do with Benzino. He's a deadbeat father too. I fight over the last cup of Kool-Aid before I'll fight over Benzino. Y'all, what are you saying? Y'all are reading down in these comments. He's not that's his transitioning. Oh Lord, real mofo, that's much. Like Lord have so so that's the situation. 50 is also a huge blank. 50 has absolutely no room to talk. He disowned his own child and tried to. Oh yeah, I remember that, setting the house on fire. Because she wanted some Monte. I think the pot is talking about the kettle. So yes, that's the situation. So that's all Benzino over there. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. So that's the whole situation on Benzino. And as you guys know, 50 is still calling out Young Buck. And let's get into the situation when it comes to the baby. The baby, basically, as I did upload a video to my channel talking about the situation with the baby. The baby was actually the person that shot the intruder. I knew he was the one that shot the intruder before I even knew. I said, baby ain't gonna let you come up in there and take anything he has. Even every one of his songs talk about clap, clap, bang, bang. And so in any event, somebody tried to break into, the baby's house, and the baby was not having that situation, point blank, period. And boom, bada bean, he shot the intruder, had the intruder laying down on the ground, y'all, called 911 and said that the intruder has been tamed, the intruder had been subdued. He's right here. You can hear the intruder moaning and yelling in the background. Little baby the baby probably had his feet on top of him and a gun in the hand, talking to the police. And they took the intruder to the hospital, and baby's at the front center of the situation because he's the one that made the 911 call, and he's also the one that pulled the trigger on the situation, y'all. So the baby, he's about what he be talking about. So in any event, another incident the baby has been victorious in. And let's get down to Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons, she appeared in court recently to testify at her baby's father's trial because they finally went to court, and she went to testify that her son is not going to see his father, not going to have his father, and things of that nature. So in any event, she finally got justice. The guy was sentenced. So Angela Simmons basically she's still living the death of her son's father and dealing with that situation as well. And she showed up to court to make sure she was there to testify against the person that took her son's father out of here. So in any event, she was victorious. The guy's been sentenced to more than 20 years. So I know she got to be happy about that situation. And basically, her son has to, it's going to suffer a little bit, but, he's living the best life. He got the grandfather, he got the uncles, he got his mother, and he doesn't have to deal with poverty and positivity. And they got some little, they got the Bible going on over there. So they got a whole lot happening. So in any event, thank God she got some justice. And for Sutton to be killed like that was crazy. I know that Angela Simmons never thought that she was going to be involved in a situation. I would never think that Angela Simmons, baby daddy, will have a baby daddy and not be married just because of the values and the things that was portrayed on TV. And Angela tried to keep hidden from the public and basically saying that she was a virgin for a long time, and she probably wasn't. But in any event, having a baby daddy that's getting shot and killed in front of his house, dealing with the street element, and things of that nature. She really wanted a bad boy, and she got a bad boy. And sometimes that happens with bad boys. They either go to jail, they either end up dead, and then, or they end up strung out. So, especially when a bad boy that's in the streets, doing these things, because people always going to want to take what you got. And the cops is always watching. Or somebody's already ready to, drop a dime on you. And sometimes, what if Angela was there? When you're riding around with people that got beef, or people want to take from them because they know what they're doing illegally and they think they can take it. Won't they go to these corporations, try to take from the corporations? They know better. You know what I mean? They know better not to do that. And, the update on Apple Watts, she's still unresponsive. She had multiple surgeries. Her eyes didn't close. And at this point, she has a apartment, and her apartment needs to be packed up because they don't know how long she's going to be in the hospital, because she had a fractured skull, fracture arm, her spine was broken, and then the fracture in her skull was really deep because she hasn't opened her eyes. She hasn't been responsive. I believe she might be breathing on her own, or she might be on a breathing tube or whatever, but she's moving around her body, her arms, she's kicking. Her eyes won't close all the way, and they're trying to do a surgery to make sure her eyes close, because if they don't close, she can end up blind, and she's not responding. And her sister needs help to pack up her apartment, and also, basically to pay off some bills and storage her things, or she's going to lose everything once she wakes up. So in any event, there is a GoFundMe for her, for Apple Watts, and I'm going to post it down below because I don't have it on. I have to go to Instagram to find it, and I don't remember her sister's Instagram page, but they're going through a lot right now. And just lift her up in prayer, and pray about the situation. A young buck, he might be facing 20 to 30 years for being caught, for being a felon around guns. I did do a breakdown video on the situation on my main YouTube channel, but he's facing some charges. And it's stemming from his girlfriend shooting at him, and him having a felony, and the cops putting the guns on him. So he can be facing anywhere from 10 to 20 years. So that's why it's very important for him to make as much money as he can, and also basically pay his attorneys. But 50 Cent is blocking his bag. So he ended up filing bankruptcy, and right now he can earn money. I mean, that's a hard situation. 50 Cent is going all the way in. But, I hope he figures it out, because 20 years is a long time. Especially the baby mother said that the guns are hers. He said the house that the guns were at, the house where he was shot at, is in his baby's mother's name, or his girlfriend's name, or whatever her name is, Miss Neal. And the charges has been dropped against her for shooting at him because she believed that he was trying to kill her, and she had guns in a safe. She's claiming all the guns and the weapons, but they're saying that since he's a felon, he can't be around that, and they're charging him with it. And he basically does have a felony stemming from a case with Dr. Dre, when young Buck assaulted or beat up somebody that was trying to attack Dre at a concert, and he ended up getting a felony. Dre paid for everything, paid for the lawyers, paid for everything, but the lawyers did not expunge or remove the felony. So when he got caught in this case getting shot at, could you imagine getting shot at and then you turn around and face 10 years, 20 years? Lord have mercy. These dudes that messing with 50 got bad luck all day, every day. Game was what sued for millions of dollars, and he didn't show up to court. So in any event, he's trying to get that felony. He said that felony has been dismissed, but the county is racist, and they're saying, but at the time that the guns were there, you had a felony. But if that felony never existed and it shouldn't be there, then that means that the felony should be dissolved off his record and the case should be dropped. That's what it sounds. That's what makes sense to me, but that's what he said. I don't know the whole story, but in any event, he could be facing 10 to 20 years. And in any event, when it comes to, Megan Good ex-man, he's out here on Instagram and he's out here capping, baby. He's talking about live free, love wins, and he's talking about this birthday feels like a rebirth, grateful and excited for everything this true year will bring. This is 44, live free. So I guess he's free because he ain't married no more. I guess he's free because he ain't got nobody no more. I guess he's free because he can do what he want to do. The marriage is over and it's a rebirth. He's rebirthing himself. He's rebranding himself. He gonna snatch up something, or he's been snatching up a whole lot out here in these streets when it comes to tickety tockety. You know what I mean? So in any event, he's out here posting these things like we care. Okay, we don't give a shit. But in any event, I guess I do because I'm talking about it. We have, Ron Isley and Kelly Price. They recently hooked up and they was performing. I know that show was off the chain. It seems like Kelly Price family has left her alone. You know what I mean? And it seems like she's doing better with the COVID and the things that was happening to her lungs. But it was good to see her and Ron Isley. Ron Isley look good. He can get it, baby. And so we got Mariah Hud from Married to Medicine. She posted to Instagram. I just wanted to share with you guys how beautiful she looked, how beautiful her daughter looked, how beautiful they look together. Their smiles, their lips, their teeth, they got it going on. Same, they look like twins, baby. Just a real young version of Mariah. Hud. So in any event, I just wanted to let you, she's still shining, y'all. She's still looking good out here in these streets. And let's talk about Cardi B. Cardi B just basically, let us know who her baby is. The baby that she just gave birth not too long ago. And his name is Wave. And he's beautiful. He's cute. They displayed in Essence magazine and things of that nature. And, the cover looks beautiful. They look beautiful. I don't really like the first cover. I don't like her dress. I don't like his outfit. But I think, when it comes to the four up top, Cardi B and Wave and then Culture and then, what's his name? Offset, their outfit looks more like Disney. Like they are very apart away from the rest of the photo theme. But who knows? The kids could have, chose a different thing for this particular picture. But I know it must be a hell of a thing for these kids to go to that big ass mansion and then big ass mansion where Cardi B and Offset lives, and then they got to go back to the hood or go back to economics that ain't as good as this economics. Because if Offset is renting a car for his baby mama, the car gets stolen and he's getting sued for the situation, something's going on. There ain't no communication going on. That car is at the chop shop and everything. So he's fighting the case. Cardi B's helping him fight the case. She probably got her legal team on the situation. But in any event, these kids should have, a great future. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Offset does right by each and every one of his kids. That is not with Cardi B, because there have been rumors and things of that nature that all of them ain't doing so well, but just making sure the kids are doing well, So I guess when they go to Offset house and they go to daddy's house, it's like winter wonderland out there in these streets. So these are the poses that they took. I like this green leather suit. It looks all right. It's average. It looks hot though. And Cardi B, this is a beautiful dress. It looks nice, but her butt and her hips look lopsided. Don't look even, but it's a beautiful dress. The pose is a nice pose. And the kids right here, they look good. Look how cute they look. They look so cute. They look like they need to have coffee mugs or mugs in their hand. There needs to be like a little fire somewhere. Like they're going on a camping trip, like they're out in the woods, or they're getting ready to sit down and play checkers or chess. Like what's going on, or read a newspaper. So, yeah. And I think this is a beautiful picture, beautiful dress. The daughter's looking absolutely gorgeous. Offset daughter is gorgeous. The one that's not with Cardi B, and then the daughter with Cardi B, she looks gorgeous. They all look gorgeous. And, she's look at Cardi. It's beautiful pictures. The baby Wave is very cute. Very cute baby. Where else? We've seen that one. And this, I think this is pretty. I like the dress that Cardi has on. I like that whole outfit. Offset looked like he got on a dress. Offset looked like he's about to be Mary Poppins out here in these streets, private detective. What's going on with this outfit? The jacket looks okay, but the jacket is like, it looks like it has, brims under it, like it has hooks under it, like it's stuffed up, to point out, like he's carrying something heavy under his jacket. Like, what you carrying? Would you Santa Claus out here in these streets? It's just the way the jacket is cut. You know what I mean? I guess this is a new style. I think the jacket looks better on a woman. But in any event, the kids look beautiful. The outfits look nice. This look like Easter Sunday. I only think Cardi B's outfit's not Easter. You know what I mean? The rest of the kids and everybody else look like they're getting ready for Easter. Happy Easter to each and every one of you guys that still celebrate Easter. So that's basically about it in the situation. And let's get on to Rihanna's situation. Like, what's going on? The rumors was out here in these streets that Rihanna was being cheated on by ASAP, that ASAP was out here hitting up girls in DMs and also hitting up one of Fenty Beauty, shoe designers, Rihanna's, personal, designer that works with Rihanna and everything, works with Offset, that he was, doing it while with her, and Rihanna was in a restaurant and she was crying. They broke up and she walked away, and this shit hit hard. But I was like, yo, this can't be true. I just knew it couldn't be true. I just hope it's not true. Point blank, period. I was like, this girl's about to have this baby, and these fucking rumors that are hitting the streets, trying to hurt her, and like somebody want to get popping. They want people to show their Instagram page, their Twitter page, and then lying on all three parties. Rihanna didn't want to. Rihanna don't really address the shit out here in these streets. Like, she don't want people up in her business like that. People already up in her business, and yeah, she's the one that can compete with all the Kardashians. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? Like, she's up there, like she's a competitor, she's a billionaire, and then having that shit, this is her first pregnancy. Allegedly, she's engaged to Offset because she's been rocking them big ass diamonds and rocks and things of that nature. And then everyone went with the rumor, like, oh, I hope it's not true, it's allegedly. But that shit, while you're pregnant, that can hurt you, especially if you're watching it. But if you know it's not true, that's one thing. But then when everybody's commentating on it and believing it and dogging him out, and there's still going to be some people that are going to believe that it's true. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't put anything past these celebrities, because they be out here claiming, oh, it's false, it ain't true, and they'll let shit die down for like 6-7 months, and all of a sudden there's a breakup. That's because the first original rumor was true. But excuse me, her being pregnant, that's just a lot. And we don't know if she, we see Rihanna and it doesn't look like she's having a difficult pregnancy at all. You know what I mean? And she hasn't shared that information. At least I haven't seen it. And it's just like, you don't know what this woman is going through. And, physically, emotionally and everything, just to have that out there. But she's big enough not to even address it. She didn't address it. The designer, Amina, that worked with Rihanna, she addressed it and posted that, I thought this rumor was just going to go away. And it didn't go away. So she really thought that, she said she thought it was going to go away. She thought that, since it's fake gossip and everything, wasn't going to be taken serious. And I didn't take it serious at all. That's why I didn't stop everything I was doing. I was like, let me search and just see. Let me just wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I was like, if it was oh my God, when it comes to not Offset, but when it comes to, ASAP Rocky, he was just locked up. Like, he could have been locked up for his whole life in another country. He got pardoned. The government had to get involved to get him out. You know what I mean? He done already ran the streets. He got porn tapes. He got everything out here. He done slept with half of Hollywood, half of all the IG models. And before then, all the, post up models, all the Facebook models, he's been around the world. He was even with April Jones. April Jones was in love, with Offset, but he didn't choose her. You know what I mean? And then that's why she went to Fizz. But in any event, so the designer, I'm just thinking, like, all that shit that he been through, he could have really lost it all. Now you have a chance, with a woman that has carried herself on and on. Yeah, she used to be cussing people out, used to, get down. She used to cuss people out that used to talk about her. She used to pay attention, but she's a billionaire. She ain't got time for this shit. Hopefully Cardi B will take some tips from her, take some of her behaviors, But in any event, she still didn't post it, because if this was Cardi B, she would have been out talking about, you mother effers are lying. You're always lying. Like, Cardi B, stop responding. Everybody wants you to respond because it's content. If you stop responding, baby, it'll be all right. But in any event, I'm just so glad. I was like, man, this man almost lost his life for a punch he did in another country, and they took him down, and he could have faced 10 years in jail. He was locked up, and they had to get in there and get him out. Like, the real people, like people with power, had to come through and help this man. And to get with Rihanna, this to be the first pregnancy, like, how are you not? What is going on in your life that you're not satisfied? She could do whatever she wants. She can take a week off. She could do whatever she wants. She got all the money in the world. If you need your feet rubbed, if you need somebody to, pick up a glass and give you some water, she can do that for you, because she got people that would love to do that for her. And then she got people that she pay to do it for her. She's a billionaire. So, you have everything. Like, you can finally grow up out of that young boyhood, sticking my thing everywhere type of attitude and settle down, because you already did that. You haven't tried this. You haven't tried a real relationship where you guys are gonna stick close and tight. So I was like, yo, if this dude did this, I was just waiting. And when I seen the lady came out, Amina, that's being accused, of actually having sexual relations with ASAP, came out. She said no. She said, I always believe that an unfound lie spread on social media doesn't deserve any response or clarification, especially one that is so vile. I initially assumed that this is fake gossip, fabricated. Such malice intent would not be taken serious. However, in the past 24 hours, I have been reminded that we live in a society that is so quick to speak on topics regarding of unfactual basis, and that nothing is off limits, not even doing what should be one of the most beautiful and celebrated times in one life. Therefore, I have to speak up, and this is not only directed towards me, but it is also related to people I have a great amount of respect and affection for. While Rihanna is continuing to live her life, her serene life, best dressed pregnancy life, and I am going back to my business. I wish everyone a beautiful Easter weekend. Amina. So that's what I gotta put my glasses on. Lord have mercy. It's so small. So small. Shit, I gotta put these glasses on, girl. What you doing without these glasses? I put these glasses on. So yeah. So I'm so glad that shit is not true. For real, for real. Yeah, those kids are beautiful. Hey, Norris, Tony, how you doing? At least he called 911. I know. So, that's a good situation. I hope that none of it's true, and we don't hear about it being true. But the lady, she spoke out. ASAP wasn't going to respond. ASAP don't really respond. He's not after. I'm really thinking that after he was locked up and his life and his freedom was in jeopardy, I don't think he's really bothered with normal mundane shit anymore. Like, I don't think it faces them. But I'm glad that situation, is on. It ain't true. I'm so glad it ain't true. So glad it ain't true. So let's get to this situation. Let's talk about Nature Boy. Have you guys heard about Nature Boy? Basically he has a cult. He has a following on social media. And it's one of them situations where Lord have mercy. Like, he's been out here in these streets doing a whole lot of things since like 2017, 2016. Like, he's been in Costa Rica. He's been out of the country, doing a whole bunch of different things with a cult, with people. And, if you've seen, he's a black guy from, New York, Atlanta. And basically, he has a cult, and he shows everybody what he does and things of that nature. And it's basically appalling. It's disgusting. At first it seems like he started off with good intent, and or he was just an evil mastermind with how he treats people, how he talks to them, how he treats the women, the children, and how these people fall to his feet, how these people want to be so, under his control, under him. And, I have seen people being assaulted, him initiating people to fight and attack each other. There's been so many rumors of people leaving the cult, basically saying this happened to them, that happened to them. And there's a lot of people that has been involved with, Nature Boy, aka 3 God, from back in 2017 when he first went to Costa Rica. People was giving their life savings. There was about at least, 4 adult deaths and 1 child death, that, was closely related to being at the cult and then leaving and then dying. So a lot of people have questions about that. There was questions about STDs and things of that nature. It's a lot of humiliation. As a lot of people, young Black men, young Black women, sign up to be a part of this, humiliation online. And they basically have to do everything that he tells them to do. So what if you don't want to do it? You have to do it because he told you to do it. It's not an option. And if you don't do it, you are going to get punished. And recently, I did see a video of one of his girls one of his wives that he's still with, was trying to leave, and she was running down the street, and he sent the girls to go chase her, and then a dude to record the situation. So being charged with, false imprisonment, that video clearly shows that. And that's not the only incident where they chased her down, yelling at her, arguing with her, calling her selfish, trying to fight with her, saying, oh, you get all of you guys' attention. You have more time with him. The other girl said, well, I haven't slept with him in a year. I haven't seen him. So it's multiple guys, multiple girls that are involved in this cult with Nature Boy. And so, it's one of them situations where it's just really, really crazy. Like for years, like sometimes you would see some of the women starving. They look so sickly and skinny. And then at one point in time, there was a mother that wasn't able to breastfeed and she was too weak to breastfeed. We've seen a lot of people be very sick and him tell them, swim in this water. I mean, we've seen a lot of things. We've seen, him take people's wives, a whole lot of stuff. At first he started with teaching. He was like, we're gonna get our own land, we're gonna build and all this other stuff. We don't need the white man, we don't need the dollar, we don't need Babylon. But he's all in Babylon now, you know what I mean? So it's a total different from what he started to. So I don't see how anybody could see anything that's going on and think that they want to be a part of it. There has to be some underlying issues that they're trying to, go through. But any event, let's listen to the charges.
Charged with some very serious case here. As I can tell you, first off, Alicia Bishop, 40 years old, is being held here at the with some very serious crime. Critics call the organization Carbonation a cult. I spoke to several members today who were all there yesterday when he was arrested. They call him God, literally. He's a very loving being. He's very caring. He's very holy. The women belong to the organization called Carbonation believe their leader, 40-year-old Alicia Bishop, is literally God. And they insist he should never have been arrested by DeKalb County Police Wednesday night at this home they say he rents here on Arbor Trace near La Vista Road. They were all here when police showed up unexpectedly.
I came outside. Police were circling with the helicopter I seen first. Then I come to the front window. We see they're outside with guns pointing at the doors, pointing at the windows.
This is a revolving door, and you can come in and out as you please. No one is going to hold you against your will here.
But DeKalb County investigators say a woman who left this organization recently made very serious accusations about the mistreatment of women. After a search warrant was executed, Alicia was charged with rape, false imprisonment, and prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. He's currently being held at the DeKalb County Jail without bond.
We teach sexual education and we believe in nudity. And so that's one of the charges that's trying to be brought against my chief is for revenge porn. But the female that was here, the woman that was here, she gave consent to actually release it for sexual education. It's not just like porn, it's for educational purposes.
Everything that happens sexually happens among adults.
Correct.
Consenting adults.
Correct.
So let's watch this one. He's locked up.
All the information that we can get him out as soon as possible. I believe that's going to happen. Everybody needs to be sharing the story.
Okay, this is one of, so right now, you know, Three God and Nature Boy, all the same person, are locked up. And these are his members. As you can see, they was being interviewed by the news. And right now they're standing outside the jail where he is.
We're going to be going live. We're going to be going live again, often telling you from the women's perspective. From the woman's perspective, their experience with Three God. From the woman's perspective. Y'all probably don't care about what we got to say. We're the logic guys. We go and handle business and things like that. Y'all deal with us with things like that. But y'all seem to just love these women's opinion. So that's what we're gonna give you. I mean, there's no point in talking about Nateri anymore, because Nateri is just a symbol of black women being against their own man. Nateri is just a symbol of white supremacy.
Okay. So, you know, so Nateri, she is the one that made the allegations, and there's been talk that other women had came forward since, you know, he has been locked up. But in any event, these women and these guys, they choose this life, they choose to go there. But at the same time, I just don't think that nobody in their right mind will see Nature Boy and say, hey, I want to sleep with him. Hey, I want to follow him. Like, something have to be wrong with you to look up to this guy. Like, because he exudes nothing. He is nothing. And only thing is, he's very manipulative. He's very controlling. And some people want to believe in anything. I mean, so many people are just so lost. They want to try new experience, new ideas, and things of that nature. And they seek out the worst in life. So, you know, their destination right now, shit. I just, you think that there's got to be something wrong where men will bend down and massage another man and be like his servant, be talked to like crap, and other men slapping each other and another man yelling and screaming in your face and talking to you like shit, and basically taking your manhood, making you feeling like you're one of his bitches. And for any of these young people, these young guys that think that that is okay and want to be a part of that, says something's wrong with them. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to look out for crazy folks. So in any event, that's the situation. Very, very disgusting. Oh, yes. I mean, it's, you know, he's saying that he is innocent. He's not guilty. They are saying that these charges are lies, but they are going about it the wrong way. And the worst way to do it is to say that, you know, look how black women are using the system. Look how they using their white daddy. You know, that's the argument that you hear all these ignorant motherfuckers say, you know, when they're not doing right and they get caught up in some shit, you know? So in any event, using that argument and saying that for people to step with you, for people to be supportive of you. Yeah, the people that like you are going to support you, but now you need more people to support you. And the last thing you need to do is dog out the black woman when the black woman is the only one that could possibly come to your aid and actually help you and get assistance, especially in Atlanta when it's a lot of black people there. Now, if you say that he was lied on, you know what I mean? And you guys understand this, but calling out the black woman saying, look how she dogs out a black man. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Your argument is only going to ensure that he stays in there and no one's going to care. Just look at the recent cases of black men being killed by white women. The recent one, Christian, nobody cares. And now with the bomber of New York shooting the subway up, he was so hateful towards black women. Guess what? He's still alive. Ain't black people ain't coming to his, you know, savior and help him and get the media to do what they need to do and make people let the people that are making the decision know that this ain't just going to roll over. It's going to be hard and you might not get elected again, but they're choosing to go at Black women. And so therefore, they're basically sealing his faith in the situation. Black women are always blamed for the Black man's shortcomings.
Being utilized as much as possible. It's not real power. Ain't nobody lock up 3 God. No, you can't lock that mind up. Are you? You can't lock that up. No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight up with each and every one of y'all. I would have to, if my kid was over there with this man, he wouldn't be online doing this. I would just go down. Like, especially now that he's in Atlanta, a lot of the times, a lot of the family members couldn't get to him because they had to go through the United Kingdom. They had to go through all types of stuff with passport, not finding it. But he's in Atlanta. Every family member everybody that left that place should have ran down on him. Especially him being in Atlanta, showing the address where he's at. This man has done a whole lot. He's done so much that this is true karma coming up. They're going to lock him up. And when you say like, oh, they're locking a Black man up, that white people do this shit too. White people might do this shit, but they're not on Instagram. They're not on YouTube. They're not on, Bingo, and they don't display the things that he's doing. When you see somebody get humiliated, especially after somebody comes to your village or wherever you at, and they say, I had this bad life. I was abused. I was molested. I was raped. I was mistreated. I was homeless. I have diseases and stuff like that. Then you turn around and you humiliate them on camera. You yell at them. They're not used to being with, having one man there and being involved with all these other, women and whatever is taking place. And these women have feelings too. And he's not a true God. He's not a true leader. This is why he has all these discrepancies. This is why he keeps getting arrested. This is why the people that leave come up and speak, because he's not a true leader. He's evil. And it is what it is with the situation. I've seen this man do so much evil stuff since 2017. And then the people with him doing the wickedness too as well. I mean, it's just like they want to be there, but some of them don't even have the mind enough to say, let's go. And then also we have seen where people tried to leave and their stuff was stolen, or they couldn't find their passport. They couldn't find this, or they had no money because he controls all their money. Once they get there, they give him all the money, and then he dishes out where it goes, and then he humiliates them if they don't make enough money for him. And before he was all about the woods. Now he got on gold chains. Before he didn't want a gold chain. He didn't want to be a part of Babylon, but now he's all in Babylon. Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. And there's been so many people that tried to stop this man. And, every time he gets a little bit of attention, like once he gets it on and popping, he does too much. This has happened like 5 times. He does too much. He does too much. Let the girl go. Let her leave. Don't send the other woman out there to chastise her. Don't call the woman. If she walks out the door, let her go. Don't send your troops out there to chase her down and bring her back, or try to humiliate her and fight her. It's not like that. They keep saying, oh, you signed a contract. Yeah, a contract, my ass. You signed a contract. But I recently watched a video where a girl was, she was moving in a different beat. You're moving in a different beat. What's wrong with you? What's happening? Just being criticized for being in a different beat, or not, flowing with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be yourself. You can't be human. You have to be what he wants you to be. So how can you say no to him? So if you don't want your pictures online, if you don't want to do this type of stuff, you can't say no. You might go there for other pretenses and think this is going to help me. Look how happy. I don't even know how people think that these motherfuckers are happy and they living free and they're living good. Like, this is torture. We're watching hell. We're watching a nightmare on the internet all day long. And he gets to smile, he gets to drink, he gets to smoke, he gets to have sex with this one and that one, do whatever he want to do, make people feel bad, out there having them hustle, do whatever. You imagine people waiting on you hand and feet, cleaning your toenails out, cleaning your ears out, doing everything for you. And then in return, they get nothing back but being yelled and being humiliated, or telling another member to slap the other member. Like, come on, like, this is bullshit. But in any event, let's get back to homeboy outside.
Nobody's locked up like that. You better believe that anything that's happening right now is we're allowing it to happen. Here you go. How you go? You see how they treat it, but why don't you talk to them? Everybody has opinions. Everybody got things they want to say, but look, talk to us. Talk to the women. Get in touch. Get involved. All y'all just watchers. That's fine. I get it. But this is real life, and bigger than anything. What seems like we're doing is separate of you. We're creating your new world. We're the leaders of your new world. Chief is actually God. 3 is actually God. You already know your king. It's cool. Just make this as big as possible. We don't really care about the money. We really want the attention.
Let's try this.
Wednesday? For the bond, they won't let us bond out. So this is what they got us on.
So this is, the conversation with them having with, Nature Boy outside about bonding out, and then also Nature Boy asking them to contact the victim.
Because one of the charges is rape, they won't let us bond out. So even though you're gonna go to this first appearance, they're gonna tell you everything they're trying to charge you with, and then they're gonna tell you how much your bond amount is. But because rape is one of those charges, there is no bond, and we have to we're gonna have to push that to, what was the date? Wednesday? For the bond.
We're gonna have to. This lawyer is saying something different.
Okay.
This lawyer says
we can basically file for a bond, so that they put a bond on you, so we can bail you out early. So we can file for that. It's gonna take about a week.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. He said about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks for that process to go through. In between.
Bro, they fucked me over, bro.
Yeah.
This shit, they fucked me over, bro.
Yep. Definitely. Because the detectives told us when we was leaving, they're like, okay, so yes, he's under arrest right now, yes. But don't wait, tomorrow he's gonna have a hearing, and you'll get the bond amount then, we can bail him out. You'll get the bond then at the hearing. But they already knew that there was gonna be no bond. They didn't tell us that. They wanted to make us feel good or something.
Yeah, where Marie at? Where
they back at the house.
They're at the house. It's me, True, and Loyal.
I'm not gonna get another phone call.
No, we can link. I can link them into this call right here.
Yeah, we
got solutions. We got solutions.
Hey, yo, y'all gotta hold it the fuck down, bro. They trying to hold me,
No, you already know we done been in this situation before. It looked a certain type of way in the beginning, but we got you. I got you. I'm gonna make a phone.
Yo, you hear me?
Yep. Yo, we got three on the phone.
Yeah, the calls are merged. Everybody together.
Okay, what you meeting?
Oh yeah, we all here.
Hey, listen up. We right here. They ain't gonna try to keep me in here, yo. The whole time. We gonna go live. We gonna talk about it. We gonna make some noise.
You got 1,000 people on IG right now on the live.
Yo, listen. Y'all gotta hold me the fuck down. That's a thing.
Pushing 3.
Y'all gotta make noise like everything y'all can do, because you need to fucking hear me. I got 1 minute left.
We got you, my chief.
Pushing 3.
I said we got you, my chief.
Talk to Terry, bro.
Pushing 3.
You hear me?
Pushing 3. I'm gonna get it done.
I'm gonna hang up the call right back.
All right, push it back.
And he's asking them to contact the victim. Lord have mercy. Oh yeah, you see him like, oh, where's that God? Where's that God power now? Where's all that power now? That power is, gone. But we know that the system could be bigger. But in any situation, I can't say that he did this, that he raped the girl. I can't say that he forced imprisoned her. I can't say he transferred nudes around. I can't say I seen him do that. But all the things that I did see, I believe that it's likely that it did happen. When you eat this hot pepper, you ate the yellow hot pepper, the green hot pepper, the orange hot pepper. Now you only have the yellow hot pepper. The yellow hot pepper disappear. I'm going to believe that you ate the yellow hot pepper because you ate all the other peppers. So what makes you not want to eat the yellow paper? Because you come to a conclusion that you might think that, okay, all the other stuff that I've seen is very likely that something like this could possibly very well happen. And then having former people that was involved in the cult say a whole lot of things that they experienced and they went through, which was torturous. I don't even know how anybody wakes up in the morning and say, hey, I want to be a part of, Carbonation. I have no idea. But in any event, thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Peace. Much love to all my peeps and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. For real, for real. Thank you. I'm telling you right now, I would have been in jail. I would have been in jail if this man was in Atlanta. And all the people that went through what they went through, people that lost their lives, people that lost their life savings, people that caught sexual transmitted diseases and everything, him being there in Atlanta, just being free, moving around, sitting in there. Oh no, we would have been riding up there every day. They would have to go back out the country. But in any event, him coming back to Atlanta, end up where they can press these charges because the feds was looking. Not the feds, but the police were watching. The neighbors even reported that they seen so much, like he was so vile and he was just thinking that, he was all that and then some. He has a property that is so closed in that everybody can see what you're doing. He's playing late night music. They got yelling, screaming going on. They're running out the house, chasing each other. They're fighting. They're watching. They're looking. Because when you got black people that move on your street or on your block, especially when there's a mixed community, people going to look and watch and notice to see what type of black people you are. You the good black people, the bad black people, the middle black people? Are you the black people that are going to cause ruckus? You're going to cause all types of disturbance. Everybody going to know who you are. Everybody going to have a conversation with you or call the popos on you. And he chose to be the one that everybody calls the popos on, and everybody know who that house is. And then he's outside filming. He got these cameras. So all they have to do is really just do a real easy search. And then they find out who this man is and just look. You know what I mean? Because he's been around for so many different years. And he probably was cocky enough to give his neighbors, his bingo and his YouTube, but you know what? Everything comes to a motherfucking end. Good night, guys. Good night. I just had to say that, like, yo, that I seen him get arrested multiple times in other countries, and he always gets out, even though he can't even speak the language. They even treat him nice. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. Okay, so he skated so many situations. There was so many situations that he prevailed in. There were so many situations that he escaped. Assault, when the girls jumped a girl online, when a girl accused him of slapping her, smacking her in the face, you know, when she got her private Instagram, you know, because at one point in time he had each of the cast members from his cult doing Instagram lives and stuff. And then she came and said something. Then we seen the fights, we seen the arguments. Then he stopped showing that type of stuff. And then he went away for a little bit, came back. He keeps reventing himself and coming back. He came back as Three God. He built himself up on, you know, what's that? Bingo, and started getting a big following, doing interviews with people. People always been covering him and the cult. And he got away from so many sticky situations. The cops don't, this ain't the first time his house got raided, ain't the first time the cops came through, but there was never something substantial. You know, no one never went through with anything substantial to hurt him. The last one was Liliana. You know, she was the last one to try to, you know, file charges and go back and forth with him, even though she wasn't an angel when she was there at the cult, but she tried at the end. And she didn't go back. She went back a couple of times, but I think her father's spirit is keeping her away from him, you know, and then herself realizing and growing, but she was no angel either. And some of these people probably didn't even know the viciousness that they have inside until they get with a vicious motherfucker. But in any event, peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. Peace and love.